Hey, what's up and how's it going, everyone? Well, I'm so glad that you have took your time to spend with me right here today on the MRB Wrestling Review Show. I'm your co-host Mike McRock Wilson, and this is a special installment on the MRB Review Show. It is a DVD review of the top 25 WWE rivalries in wrestling history. And before I get to this review, again, I'm going to give you what's inside this DVD. And here is the back. You see Stone Cold and Vince McMahon. And on the front, Hogan and Andre the Giant. And in the front, well, inside, you have The Undertaker and Kane. And you have the list, which is actually on here. It's covering up this disc, but you can see it up on top. And that's the first disc. That is the countdown. And the other two DVDs consist of matches. I never got around to watching them yet, but one day I will get a chance to watch them. So with that being said, this list is actually presented in a pretty good form. I like that Renee Young is hosting this countdown. She's been doing a lot of things as of late, doing backstage interviews with superstars, recently on commentary on NXT, and we also get to see her as a host by herself instead of having someone else on there, such as Mean Gene Okerlund on a show called Vintage Collection. So I like that, Renee is by herself with this one, hosting the DVD, and what better than one of the latest lists to recently have come out. So, and I also like that how they presented this DVD. It feels like you're going back to school. It's all about chemistry on this DVD, and it reminds me how I really sucked at chemistry, because I feel like after watching this DVD, I got some information back in my head about chemistry. The elements of the table, etc., etc. I like how they use the elements of the table and how they apply this on this DVD. The graphics are really, really outstanding, to say the least. And even Renee Young herself joked about learning about all these stuff about chemistry, and it felt like she really got her homework done. And if it's just one of those the things that you just abruptly joke about. And with that said, let's get down right to it. On this DVD, you see countdowns that usually you don't agree with, but sometimes I can agree with this one in a sense. But also in the same time, there are also things on this DVD that I think that I don't agree with. Some of these I have issues with, such as John Cena. Usually when John Cena is put in a rivalry, he don't feel like he has a lot of hatred towards the other guys. So with that being said, I think putting John Cena in here is probably not the greatest thing to do, but it does make sense because John Cena is the face of the WWE right now, so you might as well just put him on this list. And he's at number 20 with CM Punk. And I also like how they actually have this list kind of like chopped down into pieces. Numbers 25 to 21 are in the category of chemistry. Numbers 20 to 16 are in the category of radioactive. Numbers 15 to 11 are in the category underground laboratory. In the category of numbers 10 to 6 is combustible. Numbers 5 to 2 quintessential elements. I don't know if I got that pronounced right. And number 1, nucleus. And so I like how they done that in a sense where it feels like you're actually watching a DVD that is really well presented. And I gotta give the WWE props for actually presenting this a little bit better than some of the lists where they really sugarcoat everything. And even though they do sugarcoat some things on this DVD, it's actually one of the better lists. I think they tone the sugarcoating down a bit. And with that said, on this list, well, I will give you the top 5. Number 5, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock. Number 4, Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. I can understand that rivalry being as high as it should because it was one of the most talked about WrestleMania matches of all time. The Irresistible Force meaning the immovable object. Number 3, Ric Flair versus Ricky Steamboat. Another rivalry that had another good match that happened in the same year as Andre and Hulk Hogan. Well, actually, no, that was Macho Man. Sorry about that. But, I like how, they have this rivalry in there as well. And usually when you see lists, there's a lot of modern guys in here. And, they have very few old school superstars. So I like how they try to place all these old school wrestlers in this DVD as well. There's even rivalries that even I didn't know that existed, like Vert Gagne versus Nick Bockwinkel, and Bruiser Brody versus Abdul the Butcher. Rivalries like that I didn't know that happened. So I actually enjoyed to seeing this old school footage on this DVD. As well as giving ECW some love. They got Taz versus Sabu on this DVD as well. And the only thing I kind of nitpick on this DVD is that they don't have Bret Hart versus Steve Austin because it felt like those two guys really hated each other, as well as Triple H versus Shawn Michaels when they had their rivalry when Shawn Michaels came back for a few years. And it was really built really well in the last couple of years going into SummerSlam in their street fight. So I thought, rivalries like that I think were probably left out because you can only put so much on this DVD. I would rather like to see maybe a top 50 presented just to have those two rivalries put in there, but really, what else can you put on that DVD? I think having 25 rivalries is enough, and so it don't feel like it's overwhelmed for the viewer to watch this DVD. So with that being said, I actually really enjoy watching this one. It's actually one of the better countdowns the WWE has presented. And there you have it, my review of the top 25 rivalries in WWE history. For the MRB Wrestling Review Show, I'm your co-host, Mike McRock Wilson. Get plenty of rest and always do your best.